Hello there guys, welcome to another of my live videos, and today I'm just going to be updating you on some more current latest news that I have just recently read up. Apparently now the press are reporting. I'm just going to be updating you on some more current transfer news. This is about 30-year-old Dries Mertens from Napoli. Now apparently Arsenal are interested in the player, and it's also said that Liverpool have a slight interest in the player as well. So we're just going to look a bit more into it now. Apparently, what the press were reporting about this Dries Mertens, he does look a very, very good player. He is 30 years old, so he's highly experienced. Apparently, it did. The press were reporting that apparently Arsenal were actually interested in the player in the summer. I didn't really hear much about it, to be quite honest with you. Apparently Arsenal were interested in him in the summer, but apparently I'd come to a conclusion their pursuit of the player due to that he signed a new deal with Napoli into 2020, and I think Arsenal are still convinced they can get the player maybe in January or maybe next summer as well. And he has a buyout clause of about just under £30 million is his buyout clause. I think it's about 27 million pound for the player. He is a forward. He can play as a forward. He can play as a winger, and he's a player. He made his debut for Belgium in 2011, and since then he's made over 50 appearances for Belgium. And he's also won Belgium Footballer of the current year. And actually, last season the player did. I think he scored 34 goals in 40 appearances. Which is very, very impressive. And so far this season, he has made 5 appearances. He scored 6 goals. He has provided 1 assist, is it? Yeah, he's provided 1 assist. His shot accuracy so far is 79%, and his performance score is 222. But he's a player that's good at holding on to the ball. He's good in the air. He's good at playing key passes. He's fast with the ball. He's good at crossing the ball as well as this player. And he does look a decent player, guys, to be quite honest with you. He does look a pretty decent player, but Arsenal didn't get the deal over the line due to that thingy. He signed a new deal with Napoli, but he's a player that's been at Gent in the past. He's a player that's been at Aced in the past. He made 14 appearances, scored 4 goals. Agov in the past, 73 appearances, 28 goals. Utrecht, 65 appearances, 16 goals. PSV, 62 appearances, 37 goals. And for Napoli, he's made 137 appearances and scored 56 goals as well. And Napoli had got him in 2013 from PSV, so he has been there now 4 years at the club as the current player. And he does look a very, very decent player, and he's won a couple of titles, as well with Napoli. But apparently Arsenal are interested in him as a replacement for Alexis Sanchez. And if he's only got a buyout clause, of 27 odd million pounds, that's very, very tempting for Arsene Wenger, because obviously they're looking for replacements for Sanchez and Mesut Ozil as well. I'm going to be updating you a bit more on Mesut Ozil. And also Arsenal, have also had a few other targets, as a replacement Sanchez. They've had Juan Corrado, is it, from Juventus, a player that was he's been in the Premier League before as Juan Corrado. He's now at Juventus. He's playing an instrumental role, Juventus, Juan Corrado, but he was at Chelsea before, but he was only there for 6 months, and he won a couple of honours there, and he has won a couple of honours with Juventus as well, so that's possibly another Arsenal target. But also now the press are reporting now is about Mesut Ozil. Now apparently it was the other week that it's accepted that Ozil is there's been no further talks between Arsenal and Ozil since February. So there's not in the process. There's no more talks that are going on about signing Mesut Ozil a new deal with Arsenal. I think he's been demanding a higher wage in his package, but apparently now. It says now the press are actually reporting, according to the press, that Inter Milan could now be emerged as the front runners to capture Mesut Ozil. I think Arsenal have accepted that he is going to leave in January, because he is free to discuss with other clubs. Is Mesut Ozil, because he is coming to an end of his deal, and he's refused to sign a new deal as Mesut Ozil, and It did say the other day in the press that he was keen on reuniting with Jose Mourinho. Was Music Ozil a play? That's all in all. How many appearances does he made now for Arsenal? We'll just have a look. He's provided 23 goals, I think, for Arsenal in his 4-year period. He's provided 42 assists, and I think it's in 123 appearances he has made for Arsenal, scored 23 goals, and he's made 42 assists. And so far this season, he has made 4 appearances for Arsenal. But as a player, he's very, very good at providing assists. He's creative, he's good in the air, he's a fantastic playmaker. He's very, very good, and he's a player since 2013. Arsenal paid a record fee from for the German player, highest paid fee for the German player. It was £45 million for Real Madrid. He was also, as I said, in Bundesliga for 5 years with Schalke, with Werder Bremen, as well as Music Ozil. But he was fantastic to get with Jose Mourinho at Real Madrid. Won a couple of honours there with Jose Mourinho. As well, but his record against the big teams is not very, very good. But since he comes to Premier League, he's created more opportunities than any other Premier League player and provided more assists as well. But I think Arsenal have accepted that he will be leaving the club because he's not going to be signing a new deal. But apparently now the press are reporting that Inter Milan could be emerged as the front runners to sign Music Ozil in the process. And at Real Madrid, when he was there, I think he made 102 appearances, scored 19 goals, and did provide about 48 assists. But he's a very, very good player that can provide assists as well. So it looks like he could be going from Arsenal. It apparently said Inter Milan could get the player, but even though Jose Mourinho did say we're prepared to have talks regarding the player, because he would become a free transfer next summer, just like Alexis Sanchez will become a free transfer next summer. And latest news about Alexis Sanchez is saying now PSG may be willing to offload Edison Cavani to put Sanchez in the mix with Mbappe and Neymar as well. Sanchez, who's coming to an end of his deal, he comes it is free to discuss with other clubs in January, and he would become a free transfer next summer. But I think from Arsenal's perspective, they would want to cash in on the player rather than let him go free next summer. For me, it'd have been better for Arsenal if they got that deal done, with the swap deal with Raheem Sterling. There's still some of the press actually reporting about that it could happen. Arsenal and City could reopen talks if Sterling going to Arsenal, Sanchez going to City. That had come to a conclusion, at the end of the transfer window, because City were reluctant and were resisted to offload Raheem Sterling. Due to that, he's been there since 2015. Liverpool City have paid £49 million for him, and so far, he's had an impressive campaign to the start of the season. 3 goals in 4 appearances, and recently ranked Queen's Park Rangers, made over century appearances now in Manchester City. I think he nearly made over century appearances with Liverpool as well. He can play as a winger, he can play as an attacking mid, he can play as a winger, he likes it, Raheem Sterling. But Arsenal were actually keen on going with it, and it looks as like Wenger was going to soften his stance, but obviously Arsenal couldn't find that replacement. That is why Sanchez didn't go on deadline day, and City had a 50 million bid rejected. Initially had a 60 million bid accepted, but Arsenal couldn't find that replacement. But yet Arsenal could have cashed in more money than they could have cashed in more money than they will do in January. So he could just go for 20-25 million pound, could Sanchez, in January. But I think Arsenal would want to recoup some funds rather than letting go through next summer. But it's saying in the press that PSG could still get the player, as I did say, because they may will to let Edison Cavani go. It did say, he approached Paris Saint-Germain quite a few times. He was spotted at Paris quite a few times with Sanchez, him and his agent in that discussion, a potential to get a deal over the line for Alexis Sanchez. But it did come to a conclusion. I don't think PSG were willing to meet what Sanchez was demanding. He was demanding 400,000 a week, and PSG were unwilling to meet this. It did confirm Sanchez had met with the PSG officials to try and get a deal over the line, but it had come to a conclusion, and PSG, invested a lot of money, in the transfer window As well, so it's saying PSG could still get him and take him away from Manchester City. It said Man United has had a slight interest. I still think Manchester City could still get the play, because only reason is because I think Pep Guardiola and him were fantastic together at Barcelona, and I think Sanchez is keen on reuniting with Pep Guardiola. He's won 3 FA Cups in 4 seasons of Arsenal. He's risen up the ranks with underneath as well, did Sanchez, and Arsenal had paid £35 million for him. I think it was 3 years ago, was it? Or something like that. In the process, but he's creative, he's good in the air, strong, he's quick, and everyone said, could he be Man United's next number 7? Could he possibly be Manchester United's next number 7? So you never know, guys. In the process, he could be, but I can't really see Sanchez coming to Manchester United. There's always a possibility it could happen, but there we go. You never know. And Arsenal generated a lot of money in in the August window. They only bought Lacazette. They got Klasnic on a free transfer, so Arsenal need to reinvest and spend some money. So from their perspective, before they let Sanchez go, they need to find them replacements, and I presume they will get them replacements in January. But they've got quite a few players on the radar to find a replacement for Alexis Sanchez, and he just clarified that he wanted Champions League football, and he turned down £300,000 a week from Arsenal as well, and he was not satisfied that he didn't get the move to Manchester City as well. So see what happens about that. And I know, as I updated you, there's also Arsenal are also, and Man United as well, and I think Liverpool. Arsenal, Man United, Barcelona, and Bayern Munich are also interested in Leon Goretzka from Schalke as well. That's another target for Arsenal. They're interesting, but I think Leon Goretzka wants to make the move to either Barcelona or Bayern Munich. Leon Goretzka, he did initially say he'd agreed a deal with Bayern Munich, Leon Goretzka, back in May, but it didn't currently materialise. It had come to a conclusion. Bayern Munich is still interested. Barcelona are interested. Obviously looking at a long-term replacement for Iniesta. He's won quite a few honours with Barcelona. Barcelona looking into him as well. I think Schalke are prepared to offer him a 5-year deal because he's coming to an end of his current deal as well. He's Leon Goretzka, but he's a player who's been at Schalke for 4 years now. He's also risen up the ranks, with the Schalke reserve team. He's been there 4 years. He actually created. He actually was joint top scorer for Germany as well. His performances in Germany were very good. The players, he can play as a defensive mid, he can play as a winger, he can play as a right winger as well. Can Leon Goretzka. And he signed in 2013 with Schalke, so he's been there for 4 seasons. He signed a 5-year professional deal, and Schalke had purchased him for just £3 or £4 million for the player. But I think he's made nearly a century appearances for Schalke, and he has scored. He's made 90 appearances and he has scored 10 goals in the process of this as well. But there's teams that are interested in the current player as well. But does look a very good player. He's creative, he's good in the air, he's combative, he's tenacious, got good passing ability as well. And it said Man United are still interested in Leon Goretzka as well. And then going back to Sanchez, also, you said, Sanchez, there's a few teams that have been interested, even Munich were interested in August. He's saying now, Real Madrid have had an interest. Florentino Perez has been in discussions with his representatives, but I don't think Real Madrid will get him now, with especially Benzema signing a new deal with Real Madrid, in the process of that. And yeah, so anything else to update you on? As I updating you on the Liverpool yesterday, about them being interested, in what's his name? Dyer from RP Leeds, a big Dyer, is a player that RP Leeds a big have only had since January. They've only had him since January because they did purchase him for £10 million from Red Salzburg, and it was only in January, and Red Salzburg had only purchased him for £2.2 million as well. So he's only been at RP Leeds bigger since January as the current player in the process. It did say Liverpool apparently are interested in the player. I think he's made 17 appearances so far for RP Leeds big, but he hasn't scored no goals. And for Red Salzburg, I think he made 22 appearances and scored no goals as well. But he is only a young 18-year-old Frenchman. Is the player. And it did apparently say he could cost up to £100 million in his current release clause, because the player did sign a 4.5-year deal with RP Leipzig as well. But Liverpool, still need to reinvest in the January window, because obviously they need someone at the back. The Liverpool, they may still revive the interest in Van Dijk in January. They're looking for a target, at the back. They essentially still need maybe a number 9 as well, the Liverpool, because you do see where their problems lie. Obviously, we know they've got Naby Keita confirmed for RP Leipzig as well. That's good news for them for next summer. But yeah, guys, yes, that's really about it. So anyway, guys, drop your comments, like, on the channel, subscribe to my channel as always. Press a like on the channel and take it easy. And I'll see you on my next video. Bye.